even if you're not a football fan, you see a guy take his pads off on the sideline, throw them down. Okay, even if it's a high school, football game, you would see something like this. You go, oh shit! Let alone the Super Bowl champions in MetLife Stadium in New York, New Jersey, where all eyes are on everything that's happening there. Takes his pads off. Fuck you. Okay, then I don't want his shirt.
Nope.
I don't want this shirt even touching me, was it?
Sure.
Off. Boom. See you later. Gloves. Fuck these two. See ya. Then where are you headed? Well, I need to get to that tunnel. What's the quickest way to get there? I'm going right across the fucking field. The offense that he was a member of was on the field for a third down. If you listen to that video, the MC or PA is like, we're about to maybe beat the Bucs. This is the Jets. Holy shit. It's third down. You hear like, this is a big fucking down. And Antonio Brown, who was a member of that team, a member of that offense that is out there, they are in a huddle. They are in a huddle. Shirtless, okay? And obviously, your immediate thoughts are, there has to be something up here. Okay? There has to be something up. I have never seen anything like that in my entire life. Then runs and actually says, peace. All right, I'm fucking out of here, dude. I'm out. High fives a Buck fan, by the way. Oh, shout out. Thanks for the nice applause. Goes out, goes into the tunnel, fucking hops in Danny Boy Hustle Hard's car.
Damn right.
And then goes around the town.
Goes straight to the studio.
Goes around town, releases a song. I mean, if this was to happen at some, small school, this would garner all attention. The fact that it is the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers with one of the best players on earth, a guy who caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl, a man who lived in Tom Brady's house. The fact that he was brought back to the team was a massive conversation, and Bruce Arians, didn't really necessarily want it at the beginning. And Tom Brady was the reason, like, hey, come on, this guy lived in my house. I'm a big fan. He's turned his life around. We all saw everything kind of crash down. That is happening in Week 17 is incredibly sad, obviously, but so fucking insane that there is no way anybody could have ever dreamt up a scenario like this. You put it in a football movie, the people go, that would never happen in the NFL.
Too ridiculous.
Not at the highest level. This is the biggest league on earth. $110 billion media rights. Everything is so dialed in. Nutritionists, everything. Let's be the best football team we could possibly be. In the middle of a drive, 2-minute type operation, one of your star players just walks it off.
See ya.
It is absurd to think about. It's insane. And obviously it captivated the world's attention. I have some sources and reports that might point to why this all potentially happened. Okay? I did some snooping around.
Okay.
Because when you see something that's so absurd, you have to think to yourself, naturally, if you're obviously you have a good laugh.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Have a good laugh. I mean,
Some of the memes.
dude, I mean, the internet is going to do their thing, and you have to, okay? Unless he's like close family, close friend, okay? You have to at least have a moment where you're like, this is hilarious. Are you kidding me? What a move. And then to look so content, by the way, while you know what? I made my decision. I made up my mind. This is best for me. Just happy. Just so pumped about it. It's like, holy shit. That man seems content. And then when I hear him in Danny Boy Hustle Hard's back, he's talking about his Netflix series, I think, if I heard him right, even though it might have said nephew, but it sort of sounds like Netflix series. You have to have a good chuckle. You have to.
Hey, Bizzle.
But then as a member of the sports media, one that has been called into question every single time I have spoke words into microphones.
Sure.
I had to do a little snooping around because everybody was obviously not only going to expect us to talk about it because it's the NFL, and not only talk about it because it's the Super Bowl champion, but because it's Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in which, we have talked about and know some people in the building. So here I am having to come into a microphone, and I start snooping around. They give me nothing. They give me nothing. But a source did present me some information because it was in their eyes, best wishes of the story or something like that. Best of the whole thing. So there was a lot of people that immediately just thought that Antonio Brown was benched because he had incentives for like $1 million or something like that. That was automatically the spin. Well, that would make a lot of sense, by the way, so I understand why that would be the spin. It would money, it would involve cash. It makes sense on the internet because it's somebody that is an entity fucking over somebody that is a worker. So it's that would be a very good internet thing. And by the way, one that I would, if it was real, also be like, hey, fuck this team. Okay, that is something that has happened to players in the past. I don't believe it has ever happened. No, I have seen it happen one time to a guy. It was fascinating how it all ended up happening. He wasn't happy. I think he ended up getting a bonus anyways because of a conversation that happened. But whatever the case, I don't think that type of strategery happens in a lot of places, is what I'm saying. I've heard it happens at other places where they do try to fuck you out of incentives at the end of the year if they could potentially bench you for a half and you don't play 75% of the snaps, because if you play 75% of the snaps, you will then get $500,000 bonus, and you're not Antonio Brown or you're not Tom Brady. You're a D lineman or an offensive lineman that is just kind of trying to make your way. That is a massive bonus. $500,000 might be double your fucking salary. And the reason why it would be double your salary is because you played a lot more than they expected you to play. So they bench you for a half or a quarter, and it's 74.5% of the snaps. And now it saves the team $500,000. There are stories of that type of shit happening in the NFL, and I believe it has happened in the NFL. But I don't think with a whole another week in play, with another half or whatever, I don't think this would be the case at all. I talked to Ian Rappaport earlier. He has sources in Antonio Brown's camp. He said that this morning on Good Morning Football. He talked about the injury and his ankle and all this stuff they're reporting inside, which is interesting to think about it because he just had 11 and 100 and some. And I think the drive before, a couple drives before, he has this incredible stop route basically where he just leaves somebody in the dust, which is what Antonio Brown does, which is why we have gotten to this point where he's gotten so many opportunities to change his life. And it appears as if this last one was a great success story. My sources had told me that ever since the fake Vax card suspension thing, something had gone astray between the Bucs and Antonio Brown. It was evident, it was obvious. He goes for 11-110 last week. Then there's some shit with the media afterwards. And then now we're hearing that he actually did not want to go onto the field. BA and them wanted him on the field. He did not want to, refused to go back into the game. Then there were some conversations that happened. Boom, all hell breaks loose to the video that we saw from Milla at Illa from the angle he had where Mike Evans is trying to stop him. Antonio Brown says, nah, dog, takes his pads off, fucking hucks him, takes his shirt off, see you, both gloves, get out of here. Hey, how we doing, crowd? How we doing, crowd? Looked healthy then. That's what a lot of people are judging upon because we don't know if he was hurt or if he wasn't hurt. Pump the crowd up. They're going crazy. Not because it's a third down, but because they're watching something that has never happened before in anybody's lives in the NFL. And they're going to peace out, smile, I'm out of here, see you later. So when that all happens, AJ, just your thoughts on the whole situation. And I don't think any of us will ever know publicly what 100% happened in there, but I do know the outcome is something we will fucking talk about forever.
Well, I think we're pretty confident that this wasn't just something that popped up all of a sudden in this game. Like this was building up for whatever reason. And I know what you said before. I mean, that seems to make sense. Like once he came back from being hurt in the suspension, if he felt like he was being slighted by them, he has an issue with BA in the front office, whoever it may be. Yeah, I can see how this happens. And when I saw this happen on the TV, it was actually on mute when it happened. I'm like, oh, AB's just running across the field with his shirt off. Okay, here we go. Oh, they're still in the field. And I was like, oh, I wasn't like shocked. I didn't lose my mind. I'm like, man, that sucks. Like I felt bad for him and what's going on. I wanted to learn why and how this happened. But man, trying to explain that to my kids too, exactly what he was doing. Yeah. That was a great moment for me trying to be a good parent.
Well, I'll tell you what, Axel, it appears as if something went wrong for Antonio Brown here, and he is jogging off.
They asked me like the good fault. They're like, well, has anything like this happened before? And I was like, no, but he's had issues with other teams. You know, like we don't know exactly what's going on, so we got to feel for the guy.
Players have punched each other on the same team. Coaches have done that. We've never seen
not
this.
Not the Giants.
Not this. No, well, that's because they don't have a clown show organization.
That's right.
Threw for negative 10 yards.
Guys are calling to get back there.
They're doing push-ups and full pads.
I saw it today, and Rex said, this guy is tough to like. That's what Rex said.
Classic. But let's get back to the Antonio Brown situation. Wrap it up here. you have to laugh immediately upon it happening. You know, unless you're his close family and friends. I don't have a personal relationship with him. I feel like he and I chatted before every game. We got along. I feel like that's the case, but he's not like one of my friends or family. So as it's happening, it's not an immediate, oh, no, which there are guys where that would happen where I would immediately. So I did laugh immediately, like everybody else. Holy shit. What is this? But then you immediately have to think about the other side of the coin where it's like, man, we're watching this guy fuck it all up again. You know, he's fucking it all up again. Even if he is distraught or distressed or pissed off, you can do it in a much different fashion than telling everybody to go fuck yourself. And not just everybody at Tampa. He's telling the entire NFL to go fuck themselves too, because nobody can hire him now. He's unhireable. He's unemployable right now. And that is just, it's a shame to think about in that fashion. But on the flip side, it's like, you're an adult, dude. Fucking figure it out. You got to figure yourself out. Figure out your situation with your team. If you feel slighted, go talk to him. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, fuck off.
Man to man.
Fuck off. What is this about? Why is that? Why don't you have that conversation? Now, we don't know the ins and outs or all of it. I'm sure I could ask some people in here if that happened or not. We don't know if they tried to settle this behind the scenes before we saw this entire blow up. I guess that'll be a report that Ian Rappaport will probably put out immediately following an appearance on this show. But goddamn, week 17 in the playoff push. This is January football. This is January football for the reigning Super Bowl team. They still get a win somehow, but God, wow, that's insane. That can't be happening.
And even if AB files a grievance with the NFL, like Rapchi kind of alluded to, like he just got suspended by the NFL. They legitimately, I feel like, will basically turn the other way. Like, okay, AB, if you want to file a grievance because you threw your pads and made your team kind of look terrible, sure, have fun, dude. We're obviously just going to deny it. They're not going to back whatever he is alleging that the Tampa Bay Bucs staff might have done either.
Yeah, and BA's already coming out and saying,
Yeah.
he didn't say anything about his ankle.
I legitimately think he doesn't care. He keeps making these comments, and he said them before, and now he's starting to make them again. I think one was on his Instagram post about being more than a football player and not being defined by football. And that's fine, and we know that about people. We know there's life outside and after football. But, man, you got these chance after chance.
Platform, hell of a platform to utilize for whatever the super gremlin wants to do.
Was built from football.
Dropped a heater yesterday.
Yeah, from the pit to the palace, dude.
Yeah,
Him and Danny Boy hustle hard.
Yeah. How did Tomlin do it?
Yeah, see, and is this the way it's always been? Is this come after the hit that happened with Vontaze Burfict? A lot of people pointed to. You know, there's so much that plays into it. One of the greatest football players of all time, though. One of the greatest football players of all time.
And a huge loss to the Bucs offense. Like, he is a very productive dude that Tom Brady has a great rapport with on the field.
Especially with Godwin gone.
Yeah. Already lost Godwin.
Godwin being gone is no. Anyways, let's move along.